Hey, what's up, Ryan? How are you? How is everybody? Listen, Joe Ruffino, PizzaFellas podcast, Big Sexy in the house. Right now I'm in a food coma. All right, we ordered like half a dozen slices here, me and Bobby, and we're eating. I got a calzone too we ordered. Absolutely, we're at Krispy Pizza in Brooklyn, and out to Brooklyn, New York, and we're having a great time. Food's delicious, pizza's great, it's excellent, and I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to finish the rest of my calzone. Because we have many other places we gotta go eat. But if you're in Brooklyn, you're over here, what are we at? 13th Avenue, right? 13th Avenue, you gotta come by Krispy Pizza. It's an absolute excellent pie. You will love it. They got an assortment on the counter. Joe Ruffino, Big Sexy, PizzaFellas podcast. Come and enjoy some pizza here at Krispy Pizza. Hey everybody, listen, Joe Ruffino, Antonio, Salvatore, PizzaFellas podcast. 100%, we're here at the Krispy Pizza. Jules, all right, for good measures, got to come down. All right, 13th Avenue. We came from Allentown, PA, PizzaFellas podcast, Krispy Pizza. It's worth the drive. Great pizza, actually off the hook. So listen, for good measures.
It's only right.
That's right, Jules?
That's it.
There we go. And listen, #1 pizza podcast in the world, PizzaFellas podcast. Don't forget it. All right, I'll see you soon. Thank you. Pleasure. Thank you for entertaining. Great pizza.
Middle one? What? Yeah, mine is separate.
Antonio got the parking right out here.
First of all, he didn't find a spot. He's parked in a bus stop.
Doesn't matter. He's parked in a bus stop.
PizzaFellas podcast right here, the hottest in the world.
It's a PizzaFellas podcast. Turn your speakers up, we better have a blast. Grab a drink, fill a glass. Light a cigar, come on, let's make it last. Pizza Talk with Sal and Joe. Oliver, Antonio. Pizza stories, they gon' tell us. Let's have some fun with the PizzaFellas.
PizzaFellas podcast right here, the hottest in the world. I was fire.
Experience the pure, rich flavor of Gemma olive oil, crafted from the finest olives and first cold pressed for exceptional quality. Perfect for drizzling, dipping, or cooking. Gemma brings a touch of the Mediterranean magic to every meal. With a smooth, fresh taste, this premium olive oil is a must-have in your kitchen. Elevate your dishes with Gemma olive oil, where quality meets tradition. Nick's Pizza and Restaurant. Craving the perfect slice? Nick's Pizzeria Restaurant, located at 822 Main Street, Bethlehem, serves up delicious handcrafted pizza and classic Italian dishes made with love. Whether you're stopping in for a quick lunch, a family dinner, or takeout, Nick's is your go-to spot for mouth-watering flavors. Taste the tradition at Nick's, where every bite feels like home. And tell them that the PizzaFellas podcast sent you.
I don't think he will come and take our right out here. How you doing?
We got the cameraman and all today. So we figured we'd do some filming and stuff. You know? How you feel?
Good.
Yeah? time you work until?
Late.
Till late? And you get home? So we're eating some good food today.
You're close to it, right?
Yeah, on Sundays that close. So we were over in Brooklyn, and then we went to Boulevard, we were over at Krispy Pizza, and we filmed a little bit over at the Krispy, and then we said we're going to be at Randazzo. They said they're down yesterday, so we're going to be down there. Did he tell you?
No, I didn't see it because I worked for late last night. I got home at 7 o'clock.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
No, we're excited. Run the camera and get it going.
All right, good.
Thanks, Rob.
All right.
Instagram with it or no?
We're on YouTube. We have an Instagram site. We have a Facebook site.
Spotify. You have Spotify?
I don't have it.
You have
but
YouTube? Yeah, it's on YouTube.
YouTube is the
It's about
best.
PizzaFellas podcast.
PizzaFellas?
Yeah.
I think I've already heard of PizzaFellas.
We were over last Thursday. We were in Staten Island at Peter Mackey's place. Put the poster.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had the grand opening, so we filmed over there for him.
Big time, right?
Yeah, it was a good time.
Speaking of big time, how was Shaquille O'Neal?
Oh my God.
How'd that go?
Yeah.
Monster.
You got the camera going?
You slept him to sleep?
No,
What's up with that story?
we had
Before we go, since he has the camera on, introduce yourself.
Michael Gerasi. I'm one of the owners of Randazzo's Clam Bar here in Brooklyn, New York.
And how many years, Mike?
This is our 93rd year in Brooklyn.
93.
1932, our great-grandparents came here.
Next location.
We were in Sheepshead Bay, Brooklyn, but they originally started in the Lower East Side in Manhattan in 1920. So the business is 105 years old altogether.
That's impressive.
Yeah,
Wow.
long time.
Hats off to your family.
Long time. No secrets, just consistency. Nothing changes. Same traditions our grandparents laid out.
Right.
You know what I mean? We just follow them. I'm fourth generation. I run the business with my cousins. They're fifth generation. A bunch of kids running around, so the sixth generation's in training. You know.
Yeah.
So we'll be here as long as God's willing. You know.
Third generation right there.
There you go. There you go. And he's in the phone, like my son over there in the corner. They're in the phone, right?
So what's up with the Shaquille O'Neal deal?
So
What happened?
there's a show about Brooklyn called Gravesend, the neighborhood, next
yes,
neighborhood
right.
over. They're in their third season, so they Shaquille O'Neal is on the show now. He's a regular actor on the show, and they want to film a scene here next month, but they filmed the scene in. It's like a social club. They had a meeting and they were eating lobsters and steak.
Right.
So they called us up. They said, "Can you cater the lobsters?" Like, yeah, of course. What do you need? They told us how many they needed. They said Shaq's going to be in the scene. I said, "Can I bring my son to meet him?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." So it was a cool experience.
That sounds exciting.
The guy's a monster. He's 7. You're a big guy. I mean, he's
He makes me
7'2".
look small.
7'2", yeah. There's, I'll show you a quick picture. I mean, the kids are tiny next to him. But he took a regular picture of my kids, my two kids and their cousin. And then there was another kid waiting to take a picture. He picked the kid up by the back of his shirt. He was tiny, the kid. He picked him up like this. But
That's funny.
yeah, it was cool. It was a cool experience. And then next month they'll be here.
Oh, wow.
You guys are beasts.
Look at this.
And one of the
Holy
nicest
cow.
people you'll ever meet too. Really nice
Yeah,
guy. Really
yeah,
nice.
I've heard. You want to see it?
He's really tall.
He's big, huh?
Really tall.
He's a tower over you, buddy.
We deal with some loss over the last few years, like everybody else. My cousin Foley passed away.
saw that.
My brother Sandy passed away.
Sorry to hear that.
But other than that, it's part of life. It's unexpected in most cases, but it's unfortunate. It's always, no matter who it is, it's always a tough loss.
Mike, the environment out here, we're going back, let's say back to the 70s. There used to be trees out here and a lot of boats, right?
There's 10 piers across the street. There were about 3 boats on every pier.
But
about
like a
30
lot of
boats.
fishing though years ago?
It's a fishing
changed.
village. It was always known as a fishing village, but over time,
Would anybody like something to drink?
neighborhoods changed to the point where a lot of new construction,
San
bigger buildings
Pellegrino?
going up.
We don't have those
This
anymore.
was all one-story buildings years ago. Now you got 7-story high-rises going up.
So it's just the dynamics of it.
Dynamics in the neighborhood changed, the demographic up a little bit, the landscape of it's changed. Used to be mostly Italian and seafood restaurants. Now it's you got a big
Like
mix.
diverse.
Very diverse.
Yeah.
A lot of Mediterranean. You got Turkish. You got Greek.
Everything
so-
going on.
Yeah. So we're the last of the seafood restaurants left.
You are, yeah.
But other than that, I mean, like I said, there's no trick. It's just consistency. I mean, just same recipes. You just met Ralphie. Same chef in the kitchen for 40 years.
40
Thank
years,
God.
wow.
Thank
Knock
God,
on
because
wood.
you don't get that in today's world.
And it's amazing,
especially
he
in
comes
this
from
day.
Allentown.
And not only that, he makes the trip. God bless him. He makes
Yeah.
the trip down here a few days a week. But it becomes part of the family. It's not just him. It's a lot of people that work here over the
Right.
years, 25 years, 30 years. They're working with us. They become part of the family.
Yeah, same thing. I agree.
And it's hard to find that anywhere else.
It is.
So we're thankful.
And then this is the same. Any remodeling over the years?
This location we opened in 1986. So you see these pictures here on the wall. That's the old bar. So the Clam bar in the middle.
Right.
Was the original place was about half the size of this. So we outgrew that space. My grandparents opened that in 1959, and then we moved here in 1986.
Who's in the top picture?
That's my grandmother.
That's your grandmother?
My grandmother and an actor, an old-time actor. But that was in the restaurant
And
down the block.
this location, that's not this one, right?
No, that was down the block.
Down
So
the
that
block.
black and white picture was taken inside the restaurant below it.
Okay.
And you see the apartment above it?
Yeah.
That's where our grandmother lived. She lived in the front apartment and our family lived in the back apartment. For about a year we lived back there. But my grandmother that was the kitchen on the right side. You used to always see her in the morning looking out, having a coffee, looking out, watching the boats come in, and go out at that time. Yeah.
So back in the day, was there a time where the boats would bring in fish and you guys would take fish
They
from
usually
them?
go out at 6 a.m., 6 or 7 a.m., depending on what they were going out for. And then they'd have an early afternoon trip, and then they'd have an evening trip. So they would go out
Any
3
of that
times a
fish
day.
ended up in the restaurant?
Well, there's pictures over there on that wall with our great-grandfather with a lot of fish. So this
Oh, really?
section where you're sitting right now, at one point this was 2 stores. This was a restaurant on one side and a fresh fish market on the side. I sold fresh fish right after.
And it was you guys did?
Yeah, that's how our great-grandfather started. So the restaurant's 66 years old, but 40 years before the restaurant, we sold fresh fish, lobsters. Yeah. Started as a fish market business.
Jarring the sauce now.
The sauce we're jarring for about a year and a half.
And you donating that now?
That's our next venture. Now we're starting.
So how did you go about that now? Are you doing it in the back here, or did you
We did it in the
sub-
back as long as we could. Until the demand outgrew what we were able to
Right.
get done. We were limited back then. We got this kitchen, but we had a separate facility off the back of the kitchen to make the sauce. So we outgrew it. So we had to go to a co-packer now.
Right,
A
that's it.
co-packer to make 3,000 cases a day. So we started off in the last year and a half in like 25 local stores, Brooklyn, Queens.
Do you have any stores?
Yeah, now we're in mid-sized supermarkets, some of the biggest supermarkets too now.
That's a good
By the
thing.
end of this year, you're going to see it in different states also. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a process. It takes time.
And people can order online too.
Oh yeah, we got a website. You can order it online. You can order a variation. We have 3 different flavors. You can get mild, medium, or hot.
I had to hire. It was excellent.
Thank you.
Ralph brought me.
Well, Ralphie is, one of the ones who make it. You know what I mean? So you're safe if he's great.
Yeah, no, he bought it. It was absolutely excellent. I have to say, I enjoyed it. I ate it over 3 days.
Oh yeah. No, he's one of the best. This guy. He taught. He's got like 3 days underneath it now. He learned all his recipes and how he cooks.
Yes.
So with that, he's very good.
40 years. I mean, that's
It
really.
says a lot. Just he started when he was 17.
Yes. That's it. John said that.
And my grandmother immediately took a liking to him. John, his brothers. They got another brother, Louis, who runs a local pizzeria here. We, as teenagers, used to hang out in front of the pizzeria, cause havoc. His brother worked and made pies there for years. And just good people.
Now you live down here. Or you live outside.
I grew up 5 blocks from here, and I live 15 minutes from here.
He lives around the corner from what I just showed you around.
Oh, well, we were earlier today. Wow. Nice area.
Very good beach, very quiet over there. Very quiet.
Yeah. It was quiet. I really did.
Your cousin Paulie, about a year and a half.
6 months. 6 months ago. Passed in August. Tough loss. My older cousin, he was our oldest living relative at 66. 66, he was the old timer.
Yeah.
Now his sister's the oldest at 61, which is hard to believe.
And is she involved?
No, she's not involved. She was when she was younger, but not recently.
So who's all involved? Yourself and who else?
Me and 2 of my cousins own the business.
Okay.
So my wife's involved, my cousin's wife's involved. Like I said, the kids are starting them. They're in training a little bit. We got a lot of other family that works here, 2 cousins. So it's thank God we're a big family because to be in business this long, going on the 6th generation, you need a lot of people.
Yeah.
But it's mostly family, and the way the business grows is anybody who anybody who works in here for the most part came on because they knew somebody. So it's always been word of mouth. That's how our grandparents basically opened the business, and everything was word of mouth back then. You know what I mean? We really didn't do much advertising. So there wasn't no social media back in the 60s and 70s, that's for sure. So everything was word of mouth. The neighborhood had spread throughout Brooklyn, and anybody that we really hired truly was Brian Lyle, she was a teenager. A lot of the waitresses who worked here. But in 20 years, you know, to make a career out of it. But mostly it's somebody that somebody else knows that gets hired, you know. We never really put an ad in the paper to hire somebody. It's always
So yeah, you're bringing them on that way. You know somebody to come in.
Of course.
You know, you said something.
How are you?
You said something that was interesting. Social media. How do you guys handle your social media as of now? How do you grow into that? Because it's such a big thing. Like me, I own a. You know, we have the PizzaFellas podcast. That's why we're here. But then also too, you know, social media wise, on Randazzo Pizzeria. You know, we opened up in 2013. As far as it went pizza wise, I realized back in that time what I could do with it. And I started to do it, and then, you know, through a lot of the purveyors and stuff, they said, look what he's doing. And, you know, look, you're the first one who does it. It's always the guy second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. People can always grow upon it. So how do you guys apply it?
So outside of here, I'm a real estate broker. So I've been doing real estate videos since like 2017, you know, and that's kind of when I started to handle the social media here. So for me, we hit a couple of good videos, and I'm born in the 70s, so I like old disco, old freestyle music. Sometimes I put the music behind the video and food, and it catches a lot of people's attention. So we had a few good videos that just took off, and we got a lot of followers that way. When I really truly realized that it worked is when people started coming in and saying, hey, I follow you on Instagram, or I follow you on TikTok. So once people start saying I'm following you, I'm like, all right, so this is working to some extent. And then when people came in and say, you know what? I'm looking at their table, what they're eating. They said, I ordered this dish because you posted it yesterday. Or you posted it 3 days ago, and I haven't had it in a while, so it reminded me.
Now, you personally take care of it?
I do all the social media. I do it.
Yeah, there was really no social media presence before you.
Until I got more involved, there really wasn't.
Yeah, there wasn't.
You know, we had a page, but there was really not a lot of posts on it. But then you realize,
You know, I would say like 2013, when we really looked at the whole industry, the restaurant industry wasn't using it.
no, neither was the real estate industry.
I remember like the people that I was involved with say, oh, we got to get copyrights, we got to get this.
Yeah.
So like the first like 5 or 6 videos we did, you know, we had to wait. He wanted all the printouts, so we had the documentation.
Yeah.
And then I looked at my guy and I says, you're wrong. I says, all we got to do is go live.
That's it.
I said, that's all we have to do. So then that's how I started our social media, was going live. And I mean, back then, the algorithms were not like they are today.
Yeah, it's different. It's different.
You know, I could go on and I had, let's say, 7,000 followers at that point. I could go on and change the dynamics of my business like this.
Right.
Just any question. I'm using, hey, it's 8 o'clock at night time. You want 10% off a delivery, start to call, and people were there.
That's it. You offer a promotion.
Yeah, you know, now they do so many curves.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, everything's about paying.
What I noticed too a lot is that a lot of people are doing collaboration videos. You know what I mean? So
the
you get-
reels. Yeah.
Somebody comes in here, you know, they're an influencer, they got a lot of followers, they'll eat a meal, they'll post a video, and then they'll invite us to collab on the video. So it'll post to their page and it'll post to our page also.
Yes.
So everybody's followers get to see it.
Yeah.
So once in a while I'll go to a place with a jar of sauce too, like a sandwich shop or you know, or a deli or whatever it is. Give them a jar of sauce and they'll make a sandwich. Like Landy's makes a really good shrimp with our sauce. They're fresh mozzarella on a seeded semolina bread with our sauce and their shrimp. And they go crazy. Every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it's a special.
Yeah.
It's a special in a totally different business. It's a pork store, but they have a special with a sandwich with our sauce on it. So every time they post it, they tag us, and it just, you know, it creates a lot
It
of
helps.
buzz.
It really does. It's a way to move.
And you're not really spending money.
No.
If you got a business page, you can get behind an ad, you can put some money behind an ad, but you don't have to.
You know, it's funny though, I have people sometimes come in, you know, with the hard paper and stuff like that, and you know, they have a hard time understanding that I can throw $25
Yeah.
at an ad
And reach
3,000 people.
Easily.
You know,
Very
now
expensive.
instead of spending with you, you know, $3,000, and you're telling me, oh, I got 20, but it's a paper that they're not. If a person sees it on Facebook or Instagram,
It stays there.
you directly connect it. Throwing it just out to 20,000 people in the mailer doesn't necessarily mean that 20,000 people are seeing it.
At least here it's got a
No,
little
they don't
shelf life.
understand that.
It's got a little shelf life.
Yes.
Unless you delete it, it's going to stay there.
It's going to be there, yeah. It's going to be there. I mean, I always put, when I say, I keep it up forever.
Yeah.
I don't want nothing going down
Yeah.
in 30 days.
No, it stays up.
Because people like
the
to
stories
search
are good too. I like the stories because we can add a link to the website in the story, and people can just tap on the link in the story
Yeah.
and go right to our website and order sauce. So the stories help you, market certain things. If I want to put the shirts, put a picture of a shirt on, tap here to buy a shirt now, and right from the story they can go to the website. So it helps you in a few different ways.
Yeah. How many kids?
Me?
Two. 2 boys,
Two,
girl?
yeah. My mother, well, all of our parents are crazy. There's 5. I come from 6. My cousins come from 5. Our grandparents came from 5. No more. 3 is the max now. My cousin who just walked in, he's got 3. God bless him. We got our hands full with 2. That's it. Yeah. I don't know how they did it back in the day.
I had 3.
That's enough. But yeah, like I said, they're taking an interest in the business now too, so it's nice to see. Whether or not they do this in their future is another story.
How old are the kids?
My daughter's 18, my son's 12, so they're youngsters.
So your daughter, she's works inside?
She works here in the summers as a bus girl. So last 2 years she worked here, and our kids were selling lemonade out front. The younger ones were selling lemonade in the front. Yeah, so
Entrepreneur in the blood.
that's what it is. It's in the blood. It's definitely in the blood.
That's absolutely awesome.
I used to pick up his garbage, but his cousin, your cousin Paul, used to come out in the
Oh
morning
God.
at 7:30 in the morning.
In the road.
7:30 in the morning, out of his garage, in a row, and we used to drink for about 45 minutes.
Is that the guy you told me
yes.
about?
Yes, this is
He
the guy.
told me about this story.
We used to drink.
sounds
I used to
about
drink
right.
with your cousin for about 45 minutes on the
Sounds
truck.
about right. God
It's
bless
hysterical.
him. One of the
At
best.
7:30 in the morning, and then have to go do a whole route.
Nice way to start your day, huh?
What was it, Miller High Life or what?
It was Coronas.
Yeah, Corona. Always
Corona.
Oh, it's good. That's awesome.
Now you guys during the holidays, you guys close here?
Only Thanksgiving and Christmas. 2 days a year.
So
Yeah.
Christmas Eve and those holidays, I know we're very busy.
Very busy.
You do
Very
catering
busy.
and stuff like that?
We do just a few dishes, like a tray of calamari, a tray of baked clams, like white clam sauce. Not everything,
Do you
just
have a
like
lot of
5.
reservations in here?
A lot of reservations, but believe it or not, in today's world, even on Valentine's Day, Christmas Eve and Valentine's Day, Uber and Grubhub, a lot of people order in.
Takeout.
A lot of people don't come out. They order in, you know. So on Valentine's Day, we were packing here for Valentine's Day, but the Ubers were lighting up constantly. So thank God for that, especially on a rainy day. You know, people order food. So we take reservations usually for parties of 6 or more, like a group like you guys we would take. But like 2s and 4s, we always have enough seating, especially once it warms up. We got 8 tables on the outside, so we always have enough seating.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, the holidays get crazy now. Once the warmer weather breaks, that's it.
You guys are using Uber DoorDash?
Oh yeah. Uber and Grubhub, not DoorDash.
So their drivers come pick up the food?
Yeah, it's a pretty easy, simple system.
I mean, it's
the
a
order
question
comes
we always
in.
ask the entrepreneurs when they're on the show and stuff. So, you know, they take such an amount. Do you guys make any adjustment?
Slight adjustment, you know what I mean?
You
But
need
for
to
the most
because of
part,
the market.
it's a slight adjustment to cover it, but it's $1, if anything. It's $1 difference, you know? But don't forget, there's other containers, and the outgoing orders, so the prices might be a little bit different anyway. But for the most part, when those orders come in, sometimes we have to shut it off. Because the kitchen gets overwhelmed. So if it's that busy, like Ralphie will be freaking out, the guys that we work with, if they get orders from in here, they get regular outgoing orders, so we shut the Uber off once in a while.
So what do you You just go online?
You can just pause it.
Yeah,
You just literally hit pause.
Pause hours.
Yeah, I mean, it's a half hour or whatever, and then we'll resume it.
We talked to some, another guy or something. We'll shut the phones off and stuff.
You have to.
Some people. I mean, we've never done that.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's tough.
If you
you're
get
not
to that
used-
point.
If you get to that,
Yeah.
if you're not used to it, we have gotten to that point where we just don't.
You just fight
It's
through
just
it.
a different. If your
I
kitchen's
just try
if your
to bowl
kitchen's not
through it,
used
you know,
to
and
it,
you know, sometimes I look down the line and I just remind guys, just one slip at a time, fellas.
Yeah, that's
One
it.
slip at a time. Don't be looking down there.
Right.
You
Don't
know,
worry how many it is.
you got
I
40
always
slips
say
in
this,
front of you.
at the end of the day, it's gonna end.
Yeah.
At some point, it's gonna stop.
At some point, it slows down. Right.
At some
Hang in there.
point,
Just hang in there.
it's not gonna be like this
The
forever.
worst. You guys use computers here or no?
Like a POS system?
Yeah.
We're gonna, but not yet.
All right, then keep
That's
doing
a
it the
hard
way.
adjustment.
Listen,
That's a
keep
hard
doing it the way you're doing it. You're better
Yeah,
off.
especially, it's a hard adjustment.
We use the POS, and the worst is when you're getting that busy. The main expo, also you run out of
clogged
paper.
up. Oh yeah, that's the one with the credit card machine. You're in the middle of a receipt, you run this
Oh, my God.
change the paper.
Speaking of credit cards, so you charge for the cards?
The company's charging a fee. There's a 3% processing fee.
So you charge it to the company?
Yeah, the company
So
charges.
it's help to cover the cost of the credit cards, correct?
Well, the company gets the fee, we don't get the fee.
Right, no, I know.
Yeah.
But they're getting the fee, so they're not charging us.
Right.
Yeah, that's how we do it.
Yeah.
I was the first one up in the Lehigh Valley to do that. Work
Yeah.
backlash.
Yeah, it's up. You know what I mean? That's a
You
lot.
got to, you know? I mean, I can't keep paying for somebody else's freaking rewards.
And we don't charge it on the debit card, so if we use a
No,
debit
for
card,
25 cents they charge.
Oh,
And then the machines down there,
Yeah.
they
It's
know.
automatic, yeah.
It's automatic. They know if it's a debit card or if it's a credit card, you know?
Yep.
Which is good. Well, listen, I mean, I'm glad you sat with us and talked.
Very nice.
All right,
Very
so
nice. Thank you. Thank
look, Randazzo's over here, Sheepshead Bay. All right, Mike, give him a shout out with your name.
Michael Gerasi, I'm one of the owners of Randazzo's Clam Bar in Sheepshead Bay. We're a fifth-generation family-run business, south side of Brooklyn. We've been here for now 93 years, believe it or not. Stop by if you haven't checked us out. Thank you.
You know, Mike, we have the PizzaFellas podcast. I always like to say, you know what the #1 podcast in the world is? PizzaFellas.
PizzaFellas podcast. Make sure you check it out.
Big Sexy in the house. You got Bobby here, Sal, Antonio. You got the girls over here, little Joey. All right, hats off to our man. We surprised him today he came, and he was so very comfortable and entertaining to sit with us.
Yeah,
we really, truly appreciate it.
Now get out of your hair so you can eat.
Yeah.
Thank you. Very nice meeting you guys.
It's a pleasure talking to you.
Anna Capri Foods, serving fine Italian restaurants and pizzerias since 1975. Serving Italian restaurants through the New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania region. Dedicated to quality for over 40 years. Located at 55 Winans Ave, Cranford, New Jersey, 07016. Phone number 908-272-4700 for all your Italian, restaurant, and pizzeria food supplies since 1975. Craving pizza that's made with passion and packed with flavor? Biagio's Pizzeria, located at 1526 North Cedar Crest Boulevard in Allentown, Pennsylvania, serves up the best in authentic Italian-style pizza and classic dishes. From perfectly crisp crust to fresh, flavorful toppings, every bite is made with love. Whether you're dining in, grabbing takeout, or ordering for the family, Biagio's is the place to satisfy your cravings. Stop by today and experience pizza the way it's meant to be. Tell them that the PizzaFellas podcast said so.
It's a free buffet. You fucking eat.
All the sun.
Very nice to meet you, man. Thank you. Thank you very much. Be well. Good luck with everything. He's 5 o'clock whistling.
Oh, he has a question. I like the way you say that. I think I did see him in the jacket, but I didn't realize it was going.
I'll tell him he said it's fine.
Yeah, I'll see his brother tomorrow.
Yeah.
But listen, everything was up there.
Thank you.
It really was.
The first time here?
You know, for some reason, that's why I was asking you about out front here where you were at. I think we used to come here years ago, my father and my
Right.
I know, back when they always come to Brooklyn.
Restaurant's 66 years old, so you know.
I really feel that we were here. And we used to come to Sheepshead Bay all the time when I was little. And then in the 80s, just things changed. As I started working full time, I wasn't a little kid anymore.
It was
we
very
weren't
different
coming
down here in the 80s, too. The neighborhood changed also.
Yeah,
you know?
big time. Big time.
But, no, glad you made the trip.
No, any
Stop
day
by
of the week.
anytime, man.
Well, when we're
Thank
down
you.
here driving around, we're doing a lot of different shows and stuff. So you may see us more than you realize.
Stop
All
by
right?
anytime.
Thank you.
Good to
Thank
meet
you.
you.
Good to see you
Good to
guys.
see you, Bobby. Take it easy.
You want to sit
That was
in
a
the
good meal.
Yeah.
That was a
I
good
want
meal.
to sit at the shelf.
I really was. That was delicious. I gotta say.
To be honest, that lobster was fucking good. That lobster was shit. Yeah, let's go here and
Oh, I couldn't take a video.
All right, we'll see you back at home. All right, guys. Be safe driving. All right.
PizzaFellas podcast right here. The hottest in the world.
It's a PizzaFellas podcast. Turn your speakers up, we better have a blast. Grab a drink, fill a glass. Light a cigar, come on, let's make it last. Pizza Talk with Sal and Joe. Oliver, Antonio. Pizza stories, they gon' tell us. Let's have some fun with the PizzaFellas.
PizzaFellas podcast right here. The hottest in the world. I was fire.